Right. Section all right. Ordered pairs. First of all, determine whether an ordered pair is a solution. That's what you need to understand. No. Alright, that's the first thing you're going to do. First of all, let's talk about what ordered pairs are. You've all had them the last few years, so who can tell me what an ordered pair is? Yeah.
Isn't it in the parentheses? The order number.
Well, it does have parentheses, yes. What else do you know about ordered pairs? This is what students really kind of struggle with. Understand, they recognize it, but do you really understand it? Yeah.
Is it that when we got the numbers when you got X and Y?
They're X and, yes.
Ordered pair is a pair of numbers that can be used to locate a point on a coordinate.
That's a sheet, yeah. So when we start getting into graphing, we'll talk about exactly how to find a place on a graph using ordered pairs, okay? So an ordered pair has parentheses, has an X and a Y, and it's alphabetical, and that's extremely important. Some students don't always get that. X comes before Y in your alphabet, and it comes before Y in your ordered pair. Okay? Now, whatever's in the first position, that's what you substitute for X. Whatever's in the second position, that's what you substitute for Y. Having said that, that's what this is talking about. Determine whether an ordered pair is a solution. That means that given a function, an equation, and given a point, an X and a Y, they want to know if that point is on the line that that equation makes. The equation makes a line on a graph. And this is a point on the graph. They want to know if this point is on that line. That's exactly what you're saying when you figure this out. So, here's example 1. Y equals 2x minus 4. I want you to tell me if the point 3, 2 is on the line that that equation takes. Okay, so what do? Some of you aren't sure. What? How you solve the equation? This is what you're doing. You're not solving the equation. You're substituting 3 in for X, because that's the X value, and 2 in for Y, and you're telling me whether or not it makes this statement true or false. So, for the first one, I'll do it for you. 2 is substituted in for Y, and wherever there's an X, you substitute the X value. And now you say, does 2 equal 6 minus 4? Yes, it does. So therefore, this point on a graph is on the line that this makes. This makes a line, and we'll talk about that. You guys have had point slope-intercept form. Remember that? Slope-intercept form? You may not remember how to do it, but yeah. Bethany. Couldn't get open?
No, it's jammed.
Oh, sorry.
How do you know why is the 2 first?
Because that's where the Y is at. This is X and that's Y in your ordered pair.
Oh, okay.
So wherever there's a Y, I need to put substitute 2 in. Okay? And that, her question is valid because that's typically where students start making their mistake. They're not sure where to put the values. Okay, anybody here not understand that? We're going to do another example. Okay, example 2. Y equals, again, 2x minus 4. And I want you to plug in the point, -4, 5. Now, everybody do this on your own. See if you can do it. Substitute the values, and then solve it and see if it works. When you're done and you want to answer, raise your hand. I'll wait for everybody to finish. You ready? Devin?
No.
No. Well, let's find out if he's right. Plug 5 in for y. The x there is a -4. So 5 equals -8 minus 4.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
And here it comes down to, again, back to chapter 1. Can you add and subtract integers, real numbers? So if you struggled with that in chapter 1, you're going to continue struggling with that until we get it right. If you need to draw a number line, then draw a number line. If you got to count on your toes, then count on your toes. Just get the answer right. You have -8 things. And you subtract 4 more things. That makes it a bigger negative. That is not a solution. Meaning, that point is not on the line that that function makes, that equation makes. Everybody understand what to do when you see the instructions to determine whether the ordered pair is a solution? Nephew?
On example 1,
Yeah.
it's 2 equals 6 minus 4. How would you know it's a solution?
How is it a solution? What's 6 minus 4? And 2 equals 2, right?
Oh,
That tells you that it is a solution. Okay? Alright. There are infinitely many solutions that will work. But there are also infinitely many solutions that won't work. Alright, so you're just checking one possibility on your homework. Alright, next thing. Making a table of values. You're going to do this a lot when we graph. Make a table of values. So, we're going to use example 3 to help us with this. Y equals 4x minus 1. That's the function. That is the equation given. Now we want to make a table of values so that we can come up with a lot of ordered pairs. So, we're going to need x values. We're going to need y values to make an ordered pair. So, you guys remember talking about domain and range? Ever?
Yeah, dude. Have we done it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have it, you just may have forgotten. Well, what about inputs and outputs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just describe this for you. We'll do this later as well. The x values are all your domain values. They're also your inputs. Your y values are called your range and your output. And one other thing. The x values are independent. So your y values are?
Dependent. Oh, I thought you meant.
What that means is your y value depends on what you put in for x. X is independent because you can choose any value you want to plug into the equation. You remember putting values into the equations? You can pick any value you want. Here are the typical ones I want you to use, unless the book gives you them. How about some negative numbers? How about 0, and how about some positives? And we'll pick some easy values. You can pick any values you want. You can pick fractions if you want, decimals. And then, the center column I always leave for the actual operation. Now, substitute each of these values in for x and tell me what you get. So I plug -2 in for x. 4 times -2 is?
-8.
Minus 1?
-9.
Bigger negative. That's 9. So, if you wanted to, you could say over here in another column, the ordered pair is -2, -9. Do that for the rest of them real quickly. Substitute the values of x in. Tell me what you get for your y. Who got all these? Who got them right? All right. Who missed one? Okay, that's all right. Okay, that's what you're doing today, and then we'll use this later on to teach you how to graph, or to remind you how you graphed last year. Okay, your assignment. Page 52, 8 to 30. 36 and 37.